Hey, what's up? I wanted to do a quick story time type video about the time I tried to donate plasma and failed miserably. All throughout my life, I've had issues with having blood drawn. I have veins which on the surface look great. There's, okay, you can't see it because the lighting's horrible. Very big. And when they actually can get them to rise up, then they stick the needle in them and the veins go bye-bye. So getting blood drawn is just like a completely obnoxious thing for me. So I've tried to donate blood twice. The first time it took 4 sticks to be able to get it, and I got a free shirt at DragonCon, so that was cool. The second time I tried also at DragonCon, and they tried like 4 sticks again, and they couldn't get it, and I got a free shirt anyway, so woohoo. I don't know what happened to that shirt, now that I think about it. Anyway, that's not important. My husband randomly saw this ad on Facebook, and he was like, well, why don't you go try? And I was like, blood drawn, but sure, why not? So we did. Now they asked a bunch of questions repeatedly just to make sure that they fully got your consent, and you could say, and you couldn't go around saying, oh, well, I didn't fully understand that. And it's like, look, you said yes to this like 4 different times. Try and tell me that nonsense. So I had to get my picture taken, I had to get a finger stuck, I had to get like a cursory medical exam just to make sure that nothing was wonky and like I didn't have any track marks or anything. Long story very short, I'm sure I'm going to be cutting out a lot of this. I go back and I sit in the little wavy chair that they do. Unfortunately, I couldn't get any footage from the donation center because that's a no-no. Like, I can even take a picture of the chair, like, after making sure that nobody else was in the picture. They're just like, no cameras. They stuck me in both arms, and the needle is huge. Like, for some reason, I was expecting it to be the size of, like, a regular blood draw needle. Like, yeah, so the needle is big. It had, like, a little pointy thing. It looked like a spear. It looked like a very small spear that they were sticking into my arm. So it's like, I see that, and I'm like, ugh. And they're like, are you okay? And I was like, no, I mean, like, yeah, but it looks like a spear. Why does it look like a spear? And they were like, you know, it's just, and the thing is that I don't have a problem with needles. Like, I've been stuck so many times by so many different people. The top moment was when I was in the ER and I was stuck literally by 5 different people. They brought in an ultrasound machine, and then after that another person, and then finally they got it. And this isn't like a slam on like any phlebotomists or blood drawers or, you know, whatever. It's just my veins are really tricky. I swear I am the bane of phlebotomists everywhere. They hate me. But anyway, so they couldn't get it. Like, they actually started and the blood was starting to come out of the tube. The way it works is really neat. Basically, they stick you, the blood goes into the tube in the machine, it extracts the plasma, and then they splute the blood back into your body. Apparently sometimes something goes wrong and they can't. There's this whole list of like horrible things that could happen, but one of my favorite was that something could, like, I can't remember the wording, but basically it would make your urine tinged pink or red, which is, I don't know, that sounds pretty. Like, you know, once you know why it's coming from, where it's coming from, and that you're not dying, like, it would be like, oh, pretty. Okay, maybe I'm just really weird, but I thought that that would be really interesting. But anyway, so they could not get it, and I want to go back and try again, and I don't know. Like, there's really no way to embiggen your veins, but they don't like go back if you've been bruised. And fair enough, when they were trying to get the blood, they had to jiggle the needle a lot, which sounds horrifically painful, but I was just laying there like, nah, whatever. I mean, I had my audiobook. I was listening to Gideon the Ninth. I was fine. I mean, honestly, like, if it wasn't like a waste of everybody's time, I would have like stayed there and been like, "Shut up and take my plasma," you know. But it didn't work out. So maybe next week or like whenever this bruise heals up, it's gone over to the right, which is very strange because they did it like near the left side of my inner elbow, or as somebody I know likes to call it, the elbow pit. Great knowledge of anatomy there, by the way. So yeah, I'm gonna go back, and if they get it, I will do another video, and that would be very cool and fruity because I think that donating is really important. It's just very unfortunate that me doing it is such a pain in the ass. So anyway, that's my story time. Hope you're having a good day. Have a good day and keep it fruity. Bye.